Aloha friends and welcome back to the channel. My name is Maria Emmerich and this is my husband Craig Emmerich. I am a nutritionist who specializes in the keto and carnivore lifestyle, and this is my husband Craig, who is a scientist and is so brilliant in this area of study. And I have to tell you, something came up, someone sent us, or they tagged me in Mark Bell. We love Mark Bell. They tagged me in something that he wrote about how can you get insulin resistance from eating carnivore. And someone said, oh yeah, Craig and Maria Emmerich talk about this all the time, which is true. Yeah. But then it brought us it opened up a whole can of worms about how Mark Bell is doing the sugar diet. And we love him. I just want to say that he flew us out to do his podcast, which was in a gym, by the way, where he works out a lot. But what is this sugar diet and why do people want to do it?
Yeah, so let's talk about what it is, I guess. So it's basically a very low fat, high sugar, high carb, not just carbs either, sugar, it's not fiber.
Actually candy.
And a pretty low protein amount, especially for somebody of his size. And, you know, I want to just say, first of all, again, for somebody like Mark, he's been very open about using anabolic steroids. And if you are using anabolic steroids and you have a lot of muscle mass and work out a lot like him, you could probably eat just about anything on the planet and do well, okay? You're in an anabolic state all the time with steroids. And so that's kind of a, you know, if you're a
bodybuilder,
a middle-aged woman that's, you know, 50
yeah.
pounds overweight, it's a completely different situation, and that's, you got to just start there.
What are these benefits? Because if I ate candy all the time, I would be hungry all the time.
Yeah, and that's so let's talk a little bit more about the mechanics here. We all came from a standard American diet, and we know the cycles of hunger and issues that drives. And eating straight sugar, I mean, you're talking about spiking blood glucose, crashing blood glucose, and then now you're hungry again, spiking and crashing.
Well, how hunger happens is just a falling blood sugar. So as soon as you stop eating, it's going to start falling.
Yeah, and so all those cycles we've always talked about are just going to drive hunger, drive cravings, drive issues. Hey everyone, we are on a little safari here in Africa, and I got a little friend right behind me here, eating some grass and some trees. He's not a carnivore, but if you are, it's great to keep your electrolytes up, and especially when you travel, if you keep your electrolytes up, it really helps. I actually personally find I don't go number 2 as often if I don't bring my electrolytes along when I travel. I'll go 2-3 days without. But Element is great for travel. It's easy to pack. We really like it. And if you go to drinkelement.com, oh, watch out, /Keto Maria, you can get a free sample pack with order. So check it out, drinkelement.com /Keto Maria, and get a free sample pack with any order. But, you know, let's back up and talk about, you know, what are these supposed benefits. He talked about having good workouts and losing weight. Well, you're eating very low protein, okay? You are eating glucose, so the body doesn't have to do gluconeogenesis to create glucose, so you save something there. But the body always needs this constant supply of amino acids. Think about the hair it builds every day. Think about the nails it builds every day. Think about the skin that you lose every day. You shed off your body and have to replace. All your bones.
Your bones are mineralized protein.
And you know, it's always either in a state of building or subtracting.
Right.
And so if you don't have the amino acids around to do these things, you're gonna lose some lean mass, right? You're not gonna be able to rebuild the hair, skin, and nails and joints.
Well, I think that's the
all
biggest
the things that amino acids have to do every day.
A lot of women come to me and they're like, I tried the keto diet, I'm losing my hair. It's usually because they're doing the moderate protein, high fat, where we usually switch that because most people want to lose weight. We do a higher protein, moderate fat.
And then the other elephant in the room when it comes to this is
the nutrients.
Where are you getting your vitamins and minerals?
Yeah.
I mean,
we've same page.
in this book right over here, Keto, we did a whole chapter on vitamins and minerals and nutrient-dense foods.
Yep.
And all the charts we show, all these important critical vitamins and minerals.
You can throw some up here, right here.
These these charts show that the most nutrient-dense food you can eat is animal protein. And if you're limiting or even eliminating on a sugar fast, the most nutrient-dense food you can eat, you're going to get no vitamins and minerals.
There's no vitamin in
Like literally, here's a chart of sugar compared to a steak, and sugar has nothing. There's no vitamins and minerals. Your body needs nutrient-dense foods, vitamins and minerals to run all these processes your body needs, not to become deficient. And sugar has none of that.
But not just that, but like the glycation of your skin. You're going to lose elastin, collagen, eating a diet of sugar and no protein.
Yeah, and glycation, right? So glycation is when you constantly have this elevated glucose happening, your cells start to glycate and cause aging, and that's another thing that's going to happen. So,
I mean, do you think they just want to eat the candy?
I think a lot of it is just views. It's kind of shocking,
Views, and they might just want to eat the candy. My good friend, Mama Midich, she is doing a YouTube video, and she's actually testing her blood while she goes from a carnivore diet, which is what she usually does, to the sugar diet for, I think it was a week, and showing her blood markers, her body mass, and all of that. So maybe we'll link to that below. Yikes.
Yeah. And the other point here too is that, for example, Mark's losing weight. Some of that might be lean mass because he's not getting the amino acids he normally does, but some of it's body fat. So this also points out the whole carbohydrate insulin model problem, right? The carbohydrate insulin model says that if you've got elevated insulin, you can't, the fat's locked away in your fat cells and you can't lose weight. And we have a whole video on that. I can post a video here, why that's not correct. And this is an example why. Because you're eating nothing but sugar and losing weight. Because you're only eating a limited amount of calories of it.
Right.
You're not eating
You're not eating fat with it.
Yeah, because fat has over twice the nutrient density, energy density, and it's easy to get more calories with fat than it is with sugar. And so you're losing weight because you're eating less calories, even though you're eating sugar, right? It's like the Twinkie diet. The guy that showed he could lose weight eating Twinkies, right?
Or the guy that went to McDonald's and lost weight, right?
You can eat anything on the planet, and as long as you eat a small enough amount of it, you're going to lose weight.
Well, here's the thing. Ideally, we get our protein because it has the nutrients, it has amino acids you need, and then you're going to pick either fat or carbs for your energy.
Not both, because that's a standard American diet.
Right, right. But
we know how well that
obviously
works.
Mark is cutting out the fat, cutting out the protein, and just eating the sugar.
Yeah.
So in a way, it works, but in the long run, your skin's going to glycate.
From day one, what we've always promoted for 20 plus years is the healthy way.
Yeah.
Not only short term, because short term health is losing this extra weight that's holding you back.
Right.
Long term health are things like whole foods. Sugar is not a whole food. No. Nutrient dense foods. Sugar is not a nutrient dense food. And just that long term, glycation, aging, all the things that we discuss all the time about having longevity and vitality as we get older, and that's about building muscle, limiting body fat, and nutrient dense foods.
And we've helped thousands, if not millions of people lose that body fat, feel great, eating really good food. So I don't know, I'm going to stick with what we're doing. So if you're interested in more of those videos we talked about, we'll have them in the link below. And yeah, thank you, Mama Midich, for doing the experimentation, because I am not going to eat candy.
No.
I'm not going there. But thank you, everybody, for watching, and comment below if you tried the sugar diet. When I was 16 years old, I was diagnosed with PCOS, acid reflux, depression, and IBS. Instead of taking those prescription drugs, I decided to change my life with food. Yes, food healed me, and it's healed so many of my clients over the past 20 years of working with people. If you are interested in transforming your life, check out ketomaria.com. I'd be honored to help you.